What is going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of Odds and Ends. Was tagged again by the Woodbarion Retro Game Hunter. And this tag is what are your top 4 fighting games of all time. Now, fighting games are an interesting genre to me because I've only ever been good at one fighting game, which is obviously going to be on the list. But I typically only played fighting games in the arcade. And when we played them at home, I could only handle them for like 10 minutes. Then my brother and I would actually get into a real fight. And then we would end up getting our Nintendo privileges taken away for like a week. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Top 4 fighting games of all time. Okay, guys, here it is, the number 4 game on my list. Sneaking in at number 4, really. It was actually close. It was between Mortal Kombat and this game. I figured a lot of people would have Mortal Kombat on their list. So we picked Star Wars: The Masters of Terekasi. Now, this is a pretty good fighting game. Graphically, you know, PlayStation 1 games are kind of iffy. But this was during that time where Star Wars was really trying a lot of different things with their property on console games and PC games and things like that. But, yeah, it's not bad. And for the day, it was great. You get to play as Boba Fett, so can't complain there. And you can play as Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, and you can have a lightsaber. So, definitely awesome. And it's a cheap game. Moving on.
Soul Calibur 2. Versus Talim.
Don't worry.
Battle 1. Fight. Ring out. You win.
Yeah, coming in at number 3. This is my favorite game in the franchise, and this is actually my favorite version of that game. It is Soul Calibur 2 for the Nintendo GameCube with Link. What I loved about this game was it's like over-the-top arcade button mashing action, but there was also, you know, a certain amount of skill that went into it. And I love is you could play as Link right out of the box. You know, the Xbox version you could play as Spawn, and the PlayStation 2 version you could play as Heihachi from Tekken. So Soul Calibur, I remember playing it in the arcade, just Soul Calibur 1, and when this came out on consoles, I definitely wanted to play it. I'm glad that I picked up the GameCube version. My son and I actually play a ton of this game, especially when I first got it. You know, we played it a ton, but yeah, definitely Soul Calibur 2. Check it out, man. It's an awesome, awesome game. Let's figure out what's on number 2.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, guys, making its way to the number 2 spot, Tekken Tag Tournament for the PlayStation 2. This is probably my favorite fighting game on the PlayStation 2. My son and I play this a lot. We still break it out and play it sometimes. I remember when I first played this game, we were playing it in the barracks, I think, and it was just amazing. You know, you pick 2 characters. Of course, everybody plays as Eddie Gordo. You know, use that capoeira style, that beautiful Brazilian style. You know, and it was just so fast. It was one of those games that was really easy to pick up and play, but it's very, very difficult to master, especially if you're going to do like the electric charge power-up things, and like the grapple moves are sometimes difficult because you can reverse them. So, yeah, Tekken Tag, man, what a great game. And all these games I'm showing are pretty cheap, man. I don't think any of these games are like $10 games, but all right, let's see who takes the number 1 spot.
Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom!
All right, guys, coming in at number 1. My favorite fighting game of all time, a game that I still break out and play, Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the Super Nintendo. This is actually my childhood copy, starting to yellow and tinge there on the top. It's so old and played so much. But yeah, my brother and I got so good at this game when we were kids that we would pick each other's characters. I would say, you're going to play as, you know, E Honda, and he'd say, you're going to play as Zangief. And we would play through the entire game as that character without losing a match. Yeah, we got really good at this game. And I remember playing it in the arcade, and I loved how, you know, like Ken and Ryu, they're pretty easy to use, so they're good beginner players. But then once you start to move up and you start using, like, you know, Vega, who's like, you know, doing the bounce off the walls, or Chun-Li, it's bouncing off the walls, those moves are a little bit more complicated and take a little bit more timing. So I really like that sort of aspect of it. I liked how all the characters came from different parts of the world. It just, you know, it was kind of neat. So, Street Fighter 2, number 1 fighting game of all time. I don't know what else to say about it. Like I said, fantastic fighting game. Longevity in the series. Everybody, I think, should have a copy of Street Fighter in some iteration or other in their collection, which sort of shows the power of this franchise. I know I own multiple Street Fighter games. You probably do too. But anyway, Street Fighter 2 takes my number 1 spot. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Who am I going to tag? Alright guys, that is my top 4 fighting games of all time. Hope you enjoyed the list. It was actually a lot more difficult to choose 4 and only 4 games, as these tag videos kind of are hard to narrow it down and pick a select few. But a couple of you are actually going to find out how hard that actually is, because I have to tag some of you. So the first person that I'm going to tag, definitely, I love her channel. I can't wait. Every time she posts new content, I got to watch it that day. And if I ever get behind on her channel, I got to like binge watch. So Bianca W. She does pickups and micro machines and a whole bunch of stuff. I like pickup video games stuff and micro machines. So Bianca W., you have officially been tagged. What are your top 4 fighting games? I have a feeling you're going to give the Genesis some love. So definitely check out her channel. Link is in the description down below. The second person I'm going to tag is the tight one himself, Mr. Tight White. Top 4 fighting games, bro, of all time. Link to Jeff's channel is in the description down below. The last person I'm going to tag, fellow YouTuber, actually did a trade with him a while back. We basically text every day. But Power Player Paul, you have been tagged. What are your 4 favorite fighting games of all time? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the Woodbarion Retro Game Hunter for letting me participate in this tag. All the channel links are in the description down below. If you haven't checked out any of those channels, I challenge you to check out 2. So go down there, click on a couple links, check a couple videos out, and expand your YouTube palette. So we'll see you guys next time.